The game begins in 3, 2, 1.
In the name of my ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another spontaneous broadcast of what we call the Realities Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. I am the gatekeeper or the host of this program. Wherever you may find me, I am known as the mighty Angel Snub Nub 7. I am your soul brother, number one. I want to welcome all of you who are under the sound of my voice to this spontaneous broadcast. I am always so happy, and it is an honor that you would give us a few moments of your time that we can share a message and have a civil and brotherly and sisterly conversation on certain topics that sometimes can be emotional, but we are able as adults come together and listen to your brother, not just hear your brother, because just because I make noise, you hear me, but are you listening to what your brother or to what your sister say? I do my best to listen and comprehend and try to understand a opinion or an ideology, a message that someone is trying to convey to me. I am so happy that you would give us an opportunity to do this. We are simulcasting on, of course, here, Realities Temple on Earth Internet Ministry YouTube channel, Angel Snub Nub 7 YouTube channel, Realities Temple on Earth YouTube channel, our Facebook channels, and those associated with our Facebook channels. So hopefully we will have a nice conversation within these few minutes. I do not intend to hold us very long. I just want to make a point on this topic, and we're going to get out of here, call it a Saturday. Saturday is our day. Others prefer Sunday. I prefer Saturday. No particular reason except maybe because on Saturday so many of us gather together to watch Soul Train. And that's what I'm here, my self-appointed, no God, my self-appointed mission, purpose is to bring back soul. Not only soul as music, but soul as a culture that the descendants of slaves born in America, the victims of Jim Crow and the Black Codes, a culture that our ancestors actually created that did not come from no foreign place, but it was created because of our sojourn here in the United States of America for the last going on almost 500 years. So let's get started on our topic. Shout out to PVT in the chat room. Shout out to those in our Facebook forum. We want to go ahead and talk about this. You may not hear this from nobody else, but I'll always say, I could be wrong. I could be in error. Nobody else says. I've listened to many videos, many different never-ending persons. I never hear them say, I could be wrong. Because what they bring to us is the truth and is right. And when you talk like that, and your truth is challenged and you can't back it up, then you want to get angry at those who challenge your truth. You want to get upset and start calling silly names. I thought you had the truth. The truth should be able to stand alone. It don't need you to defend it. But half-truths and lies get in trouble when the questions, when the interrogation starts coming forth. For a long time, since at least 1930, in our community, in the soul community, in the Black American community, we've been taught that the black man is God. This was something that Brother Malcolm X stood on because he was a believer in the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and in the Nation of Islam. And I was there also, so I can say that we were taught that the black man is God. And it made us feel good. The black man is God. But we never really, and still even to this day, we really don't question that. What are you saying? When you tell somebody, well, you know, brothers and sisters, the black man is God. And I want to be fair because when they say, or we were taught the black man is God, we're actually saying black people are God, male and female. But for some reason, it's always who gets the most shine? The black man. You got to worship that penis. They don't never say, well, you know, the black woman is, no. The black man is God. I mean black people. Well, if you mean black people, why don't you say, well, the black people are God? No, there is emphasis. And even the women say, and mute themselves, well, you know, the black man is God. It means, When you said a black man is God, you are saying this particular person, this individual is God. When you say black people, that could be a black child, that could be a black woman. As long as they're black, as long as they part of the black people are God. But there's emphasis on the black man is God. Going back to some of our earlier conversations, well, if the man is leading the charge, then he got to handle the heat. You can't just take all the praise and the glory when things go right, when things sound good. If the black man is God, you leading the charge, you can't say, well, you know, brother, we're going to start saying the black people. You're not doing that. You're saying the black man is God. That's what you're saying. So the male or the man or that penis has to accept the responsibility of that title. We want to talk about, have we lived up to that title called God? Don't get angry at Angel Snubbing Up 7. Get angry at the people that told us these fairy tales and these damn lies. That's who you need to get angry at. Don't get angry at the one that say, hey, this don't make any sense. Something here is wrong. The human being is incredible. The human being is an amazing life form. What makes us stand out among the other life forms on the planet? What has made the human being so successful, actually over successful? The human being has, as they say in religion, the human being has been blessed with a superior brain. You can't tell if you go out into the streets and how many people act, you can't tell that you have a superior brain. How can you have a superior brain and you're a crack addict? How can you have a superior brain and you gender confused? And you're a drunk? You are a liar and you're a thief. You have no character. You have no integrity. You have a superior brain. We wonder about that. Violent. The only way you know how to solve your problems is through violence. What is the behavior on social media? What is the best media? The violent movies, the profane movies, the slander, the gossip. You don't want to hear about Michael Jackson entertaining cancer victims. You want to hear about Michael Jackson. Did he molest them? That went on for years. They didn't talk about that man when he was entertaining children that was going through cancer. But when they said, oh, he's molesting them, oh, that went on for years, because that's what the superior brain, that's what you are attracted to. Slander and gossip and violence, debauchery, lies, fairy tales. The superior brain. I'm so happy to have our Nation of Islam brother. I guess we have a love-hate relationship, maybe. I don't know. Brother Robert Epps, who believes in the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And this month is Savior's Day. Those who can make it to Savior's Day, perhaps you should try to attend. And those who aren't, maybe you can and I will listen to the Savior's Day address the week of February the 22nd, I believe. To my knowledge, the Nation of Islam is not the only one who was teaching that the black man is God. But the human being is an amazing life form. I cannot take away from the human being because it's proven. There's no doubt about it. But the average person can't do nothing. You do very little. The average person does very little. Many people have no skills at all. Can't even cook food. They go to McDonald's, they go to the microwave oven, you don't even know how to cook food. But you have a high IQ. You're the highest life form on the planet. Some of you can't change a car tire. Some of you can't read and write in your own language. But we are the superior. We are God. How you going to be God and can't read and write? Now that's one thing about the Nation of Islam. When you join and they find out you can't read and write, oh, you're going to learn how to read and write. The average person can't do nothing. If it was up to the average person, we would still be living in the Stone Age. This is a fact. You don't know how your telephone works. You don't know how gas in your car works. You don't know how electricity come to your house. The majority of us don't know how to do nothing. Then you don't talk about, I'm a God. You God and don't even know how your computer works. You don't know how to bring water into your house. You don't know how to raise chickens. You can eat chickens, but you don't know how to raise chickens. But we're giving these names. The black man is God. The black people is God. A certain group of folks invent and discover certain things, and the rest are beneficiaries. If I'm wrong, you make a list and put in the chat room. You make a list of what you have done to make your contribution to the evolution of humanity. You're just a beneficiary. But God is not a beneficiary. God is the one that gives the benefits. So if the black man is God, it's a certain individual, it's a certain group. It can't be the whole people because the whole people don't do nothing. This is facts. They don't do nothing. You got the title, but you have no power. You don't show that you are God. You ain't done nothing to help humanity. You're just a beneficiary of those who invent, those who lead. You're just a beneficiary. You offer nothing. The average person offers nothing. So the black man is God. Can't be talking to black people. But now, if the black man is God, then they still have to live up to that title. We're gonna see if this black man lives up to this title. You God. Sounds good. I remember when I was looking for a job, and I was so tired of making minimum wage, And I saw this management job, supervisor job. I had no experience being a manager. But what I figured, they have to train you or whatever anyway, so why not lie? That's what I had to do. I lied on my application, said I had all this experience, and they were so desperate, they hired me. Now, the problem would be for me is I lied that I was a supervisor and had all this management experience, and then when I get on the job, I failed. But that did not happen. I picked up things real quick. And I earned my title. Even though I got on a lie, I was able to live up to the title. And I eventually, when it's all said and done, I have about over 12, 15 years of restaurant management, retail experience, being a supervisor, being a manager. I got started on a lie, but I lived up to that title of manager and supervisor. Now, we really begin to hear that the black man is God when we talk about religion and spirituality. And religion and spirituality begins to put us, flesh and blood beings, on such a high level. We already know that we are more intelligent than the other life forms on the planet, allegedly. Because I know that you heard of the old saying, talk about, I gotta paraphrase it, but many of the most intelligent people are the most stupid. Intelligence don't mean that you smart. Intelligence, having a high IQ don't mean that you wise. Calling yourself God don't make you better than somebody else. These are proven facts. These are things just to make us feel good. That's what they do. Religion and spirituality puts us on a level we can't even die. Oh, this is just flesh and blood. And we're gonna reincarnate, and we're gonna transform it to conscious energy, and we don't even die. So the sheep die, the dog die, the elephants die, the grass die, everything die except us. There's no proof. Ain't nobody came from the fifth dimension. Nobody came from heaven, or nobody came from hell and told us nothing. A few months ago, I spent about 2 weeks going back and forth to the graveyard. Ain't nobody said nothing to us. Even when I stepped on top of the grave, nobody said, hey, get your foot off me. It was quiet. A bunch of ants and a bunch of flies running around. But we're taught that we can't die. And all those people in that graveyard, ain't nobody heard nothing from none of them. We becoming arrogant. We think that we're more than what we are. But when you get sick, and start hurting the reality shows. And when you go to the morgue with that toe tag, all that stuff that you talk about don't mean nothing. You, the black man, is God on a slab. The black man is God with all these tubes going in and out your mouth. The black man going to dialysis. The black man have to take all this medicine, whether it's holistic or whatever. But you God. What kind of God need medicine? Holistic or otherwise? God got to go to the hospital where people that don't believe in God do surgery on them. What kind of God are you? You can't die. Well, you see, brother. Well, let's understand the title. I was taught that God only means that which has force and power. That's the simple definition of God. That which has force and power. It's a title. The black man would be, I would say, the black man would be the noun. And let me get this right. The black man would be, the black man would be the title. The black man would be, black is the adjective describing the man, and God is the title. It's incredible when we start talking like this and we make these points. This is why you don't argue and debate with religious people, because they're just going to ignore the truth because they're not interested in truth. They're only interested in what they believe in. They're not going to accept the reality of things. So I don't waste my time debating and trying to argue with somebody that don't want no truth. They only want to continue to push their propaganda that did not even come from them. It came from some foreigners, some camel herders in the desert. Didn't even come from you. No foreigner, and nobody can claim on this platform that it came outside of me. Did not come from the Middle East. I don't need nobody from China to tell me nothing. I don't need nobody from Africa to tell me nothing, or Australia, or Antarctica. I don't need nobody to tell me nothing. My brain and my power is just as good as yours. Now, when you come up here and show us that you can't die, that you don't urinate, that you don't take a dump, then you might have something going on. You live and breathe and you're going to die just like me. Ain't nothing special. Ain't nothing godly about you. Well, you see, brother. See, we are a God. But we serve the God. That's how it's explained. See, the definite article, the. There's one supreme super being, the God. And the God is the superior. And we are the a God. We are the inferior. We're gods, but we are the inferior. And we serve the God. Gods don't serve gods. Gods don't bow down to God. I'm a God just like you. That's why police officers respect other police officers, because I'm a police officer just like you. Teachers respect other teachers. I'm a teacher. I'm a scholar just like you. President Trump, when he go to other nations and visit their president or their prime minister or whoever their leader is, they're not impressed by Donald Trump, because because I'm a president too. I'm a leader of this nation just like you are. So how can you call yourself a God and you got to bow down to somebody, to the God? So there should be the president that control all the countries, the union that control all the unions all over the earth, the union. That's not how it works. But these things don't make any sense, but we embrace it because it makes us feel good. Lies make us feel good. God is that which is have force and power. You and I are nothing but a God. The black man is God, but he's a flunky to the God. He has to bow down and serve. He has no power. He has to serve the God, which tells us that the black man ain't nothing but a slave. You're not a God, you're a flunky. You got to bow down and pray and ask another God to help you and do this and do that. What's the sense of calling yourself, well, you know the black man is God, and you have to ask something outside of yourself for help? Because God is that which has force and power. And you are powerless. You are flunky. And you have no brain on your own. You got to go read some book that has to be translated from some foreigners to begin to try to understand how you're supposed to operate. What kind of God are you? What kind of God are you? You have to get a book from a foreigner. You can't even read the Quran. You can't even read the Bible without translation. But you God. If you God, you're supposed to be able to read these books without translation. It's all lies. The same way the white man gave us Christianity, it's the same way how God treats the people that believe in him. Same stuff. It's bad when the white man do it, but it's all right for God to treat you the same way, like a damn slave. Now, the God, you keep telling us, oh, you know Allah, oh, you know Jesus, oh, you know Yahshua, Yeshua, well, all these different names that we have for the Most High, and it goes on and on. You keep telling this lie about how powerful this God is. Where is the power? Our ancestors was on a slave plantation for over 200 years. We was under Jim Crow for over 100 years. There was no God that did nothing. What made the change was when these people had an internal conflict, and our people, a certain group of them, just got sick of it and decided to fight. No God came out of the sky nowhere and did nothing. We give this God these credit and praise for doing nothing. You wouldn't let me get away with that. If I told you I did this and do, the first thing you're going to say, prove it. Show and prove. You're not going to let me get away with nothing like that. But when we ask God, show and prove. You come up with these excuses because you don't have any proof. God did nothing. God created the universe. Prove it. Did you see God when he did it? Where's your proof? Where's your evidence? False claims. You couldn't even bring that nonsense to court because the first thing the court want to say, where your evidence? God woke you up this morning. God ain't did a damn thing for me this morning. You prove God woke me up. Now for me, you would ask me, show and prove. And I can show you evidence. And you still was probably say, I don't believe that. That's fake evidence. But you bring up God with no evidence at all, and that's acceptable. When you say that the black man is God, there's a high standard you put yourself on. There's a high standard that you have to live by. Just like when I was a supervisor. A supervisor supervise those under. You can't function on the level of the people under you. They expect you to function higher than the people under you. So if the black man is God, then there's a higher standard that you have to live up to. There's certain expectations that is expected of you. This is the excuse why the black man is God has no power. Well, you see, brother. See, see, brother, you don't understand the teachings. You don't understand the teachings. So you see, Allah brought the black man down so he can prove to the world or prove to himself his power and raise the black man back up. That's what I was told. That's stupid as hell. Who the hell gonna do that? That's just like saying, oh, we are gonna destroy Walmart so we can prove to the world that we can raise Walmart back up again. Who the hell gonna do that? Ain't nobody in their right mind think like that. That's stupid. I'm gonna cheat on my wife. I'm gonna beat up my children. I'm gonna purposely destroy my family. I'm gonna show you my power. I'm gonna bring all of us back together again. Happy, happy family. Who does that? And then in the Christian religion, they say that God sacrificed his son, knowing the people not going to change. How many of you, raise your hand, how many of you will sacrifice your son, your daughter, your children, your family, and you know that these suckers are not going to change? The whole thing don't make any sense. It don't make any sense. The black man is lost to what he used to be. The black man is made deaf, dumb, and blind. He don't know that he's God. He's lost to the knowledge of self. Who is this self you talking about? There's no proof of this self. Where is it? Then they always point to other people's history. You ain't never lived in Africa. You ain't never lived in Egypt. You never lived those things. That's not you. And what I noticed, the people that actually can claim all these things, they don't even talk about it. But you talk about those things because you want to be a part of something that make you feel good. Let's go on social media and let's find Egyptians bragging about Egypt. Let's go find Africans talking about and bragging about ancient Africa. They don't make videos. They actually could claim these things, and they don't do it. You got to do it because you and I suffer from low self-esteem. Living in a place that made us slaves for hundreds of years. Call us the N-word for hundreds of years. Made mockery of us. You eat watermelon. You love fried chicken. You're black and you're ugly. That's the type of stuff that we have to deal with for hundreds of years. So when somebody said, well, the black man is God, we jumped on it. That's why they follow Marcus Garvey. That's why they follow Elijah Muhammad. That's why they follow Noah Jolie. Because these people was telling you, you God. Who wouldn't want to be God? And that's cool when you're trying to give somebody self-esteem. The problem is, can you live up to that? And we have not come nowhere close to living to this claim, the black man is God. Because God means that which has force and power. Force and power. You are not a force and you have no power. Don't get angry at me. Come join the conversation. Bring your force and your power. You can't even give examples. There's a lot of hype in the black conscious community. Some people believe that Donald Trump, the president, is going to do this and do that. Why you got to wait on Donald Trump? Why you got to wait on something that for white folks to do this and that? I thought you was God. I thought you had force and power. You got to wait for Donald Trump. You got to wait for Joe Biden. You got to wait for Ronald Reagan. You got to wait for white folks to destroy themselves. But if you have force and power, you can take them out. You got to wait for a miracle. You got to wait for a savior. Oh, the black man is God. It don't make any sense. You put yourself on a level that you can't live up to. That's not my fault. If I took the manager job, I don't know how to do the books. I can't keep my labor costs down, my food costs down, my utilities down. I can't make a profit. They start looking at me real funny. I thought you said that you was a supervisor. I thought you was a manager. They're going to fire me because I cannot live up to what they expect. They expect me to be a manager. They expect me to be a supervisor. And I can't get nothing going. They're going to fire me. I have the title, but I cannot live up to it. So I get fired. The black man is God. What are you and I doing to be God? What is our force? What is our power? There is none except talk. We love pretty speeches. I sure like to listen to Dr. Umar Johnson. I sure like to listen to those people talk on Sonetta TV. I sure like to listen to Brother Sanchez and Young Farriskis and that. That's all they offer is talk. I'd rather spend my money going to see the Avengers. It's the same thing. The Avengers is more entertaining. Because you go see the Avengers, no, you go see the Black Panthers and you listen to these people and you think all that stuff is real. It's not real. If it's real, show us your force, show us your power. There's no argument. It's nothing up for debate. Just show the force and the power. I didn't see no black man jump out the sky and save that airplane that just crashed. Black man is God. No God saved those people. All 67 in that incident, all of them perished. Jesus didn't save them. Allah didn't save them. Nobody saved them. But the black man is God. Shout out to Eldridge Cleaver. Shout out to our brother who detects the myths. The brother that detects the myths. Myth detector. I know a lot of people don't like him either. Detects the myths, the falsehoods. But this is 2025. This is supposed to happen. These things cannot continue to go on and on. These lies, this fiction, these facts, it's got to stop. We cannot grow. We cannot evolve on these lies and these fairy tales. And you cannot live up to these things. The black man is God, and you in the white man's jail. The black man is God, and you on the street, and some Peckerwood got his knee on your neck. Mama, mama, help me, mama. What? The black man is God? The black man is God, and you abandon your children. You can't feed your wife and your children. Black man is God. I got to go sell some drugs. The black man is God. He got to go out and sell drugs. He can't feed himself. The black man is God. And you can't solve your problem without violence. Cussing people out profane and nasty. Wait, oh, you could be God. See, it really don't say what you the God of. Yeah, the black man is God. God of what? Being a slave. The God of enslavement. That's all you, that's the force and the power that you can prove. You are a good slave. You're a good slave to the white man, to the Arab, anybody. You got to follow, you got to serve, you got to bow down. You're a good slave. That's God of slaves. That's the only God that I can come up with and see that you can actually prove. We do a disservice to ourselves. There's a disservice to individuals. There's a disservice to ourselves when we try to help somebody and try to help them build self-esteem by putting them on a level that they cannot live up to. I remember when I used to play basketball. Everybody can't play basketball, but everybody should be able to go out on the court and enjoy the sport of basketball. When I used to get my teammates together, the ones that really couldn't play good, I didn't tell them, oh, you're going to be the next Michael Jordan. I can't tell them that. And they would even like, you a lie. They even know I'm not the next Michael Jordan. But you try to encourage them so they can enjoy the game. We've been given this title, the black man is God. Here we are, our ancestors was, oh wow. Our ancestors were slaves for over 200 years. Our ancestors was victims of Jim Crow and the black codes for over 100 years. And then all of a sudden, you're going to tell them, oh, you God. What? And even if we were God, you can't tell somebody that clearly ain't on the level of no God, oh, you God. You can tell them maybe you have the potential. You can't tell them because they cannot live up to it. We haven't lived up to the potential of God since we got this teaching, oh, the black man is God. Nobody that I know of or heard of have lived up to the definition where you can say, oh, that person that is a God. A good preacher, that's the best they're going to do. I remember in the Nation of Islam, they talked about the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. All praises due to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, our divine leader, teacher, and guide. They don't call him God. They give that to Master Farad Muhammad, Allah in person. But even him didn't live up to the love of God. He was put in jail. He was ran out of Detroit, Michigan. How you going to be God and somebody run you out of Detroit, Michigan? Put you in jail. You God. When God means I have force and power. The excuse is what God just want to show us. When you stand for truth, God want to show you the consequences of standing up for truth. We already know about going to jail. We already know about getting beat up by the police. You ain't showing us nothing new. So what are you showing us? And it don't have to be for truth. George Floyd wouldn't speak in no truth and was brutalized and killed. So you ain't showing us nothing that we don't know nothing about. We already know about getting lynched and torn feathered. And it had nothing to do with truth. It had something to do with being black in America. That's what it had something to do with. We do ourselves a disservice by making a claim that we cannot live up to. I could be wrong. Anybody can come here to this platform and you can teach me because I'm not beyond teaching. But you and I both know you're not going to get that off because this don't make any sense. You can believe whatever you want to. I don't argue with religious people. That what makes you feel good. I'm not going to do it. I don't want unearned praise. I don't want unearned credit. I don't want to be God. I just want to deal with the level that I'm on. Because I already know I cannot live up to be no God. But if you want to be God, then don't get angry when people ask you, well, where your power at? And you make excuses for not being able to do anything. That's on you. I don't want to look silly. I don't want to look insane. So you tell people, even when you're trying to build their self-esteem, give them something realistic. To tell them that they're God is not realistic. Because that's on a level we'll never be able to get to. We're never going to get to that level. Then you say, well, the white man is the God of this world because he has force and power. But his force and power is limited because he's going to die. So what's the sense of being God and you're going to die and rot? You got to train your sons and your daughters to do what you was doing, Mr. God. And then the right thing that happened on the earth will wipe you out. We're taught these lies, especially in the Nation of Islam. We're taught these lies that the black man is over 76 trillion years old or something to that effect. Most scientists will agree that the earth is only about 5 billion. So where the hell was these black folks living? Where were they at 76 trillion years ago? It definitely wasn't on the earth, because the earth itself is only about 5 billion. And mammals came after the dinosaurs and the birds and the insects. They have not found no 76 trillion year old fossil on this planet. Nowhere. Recorded history of man is only about 5,000-6,000 years, a little bit over, something to that effect. But scientists say that human beings, or modern man, been on the planet for about 300,000 years. But we only have about maybe 10,000 years worth of recorded history that they found. If you're interested. A lot of us not interested. We just want to smoke, drink, make babies that we can't afford, go to these jobs that we hate. That's what's on our mind. We don't care about what happened 76 trillion years ago or none of that kind of fact. That's the average human being. And we call all of them, oh, the black man is God. How can you call these people God when the average person can't do nothing? Make a list of your powers. What do you contribute to the evolution of humanity? Most of us nothing. We're nothing but beneficiaries of something other people done. And then we become racist. I've never heard a scientist say, well, I'm discovering this because for the white people. Oh, I'm discovering this for the Asians. I'm discovering. Nobody that invent anything, make music, whatever they do with their creativity, I've never heard them say, I'm doing this to prove that the white man is superior. I don't even remember Nazis even saying it. Even though that was their teaching, I don't remember during the Olympics, I never seen newsreels where those athletes was talking about, I'm running to show that the white man is superior. You know, caught up in all this, racism got us sick. Racism is worse than COVID. Racism is worse than the Black Plague. This sickness, and this is our problem. We allow this. We're supposed to be so intelligent. We're supposed to be God, but even God is a racist. The black man is God. He's prejudiced. What about the other people on the planet? He's a racist. The black man is God. Who cares about the white man? Who cares about the Asians and the Indians or whoever? The black man is God. That's because all of this is a consequence that comes from up out of the sickness of racism. This didn't come from no God. This comes from people that was under the influence of racist mindset. Black is a European racial classification. It did not appear until the late, I believe, 1700s. There was no such thing as white people. There was no such thing as black people and all this other stuff. It didn't even exist. So if it didn't exist, so how could the black man exist 76 trillion years ago when the definition or the identity of a black people did not come into being until the late 1700s? It don't make any sense. I can't do it. If you want to continue to believe in that nonsense, that's your business. But don't get angry when people start coming at you. They would like to come at Angel Snub number 7, but they know they don't have nothing to. They know they don't have a leg to stand on. Because this is the reality. And if it's not the reality, please check me. Because I want to be right. And if I wasn't bringing it, trying to keep it real, I would tell you, this is just my belief. I believe this. I'm not going to tell you about my belief at the same time try to show you that it's real. No, it's a belief. Nation of Islam teaches is belief. Moorish Science Temple is belief. Pan-Africanism is an ideology they have turned into a religion. These are beliefs. It's unrealistic. And when we point out how they are not realistic, folks get angry because they make you feel good. I'm a God. Well, show us your power, God. Oh, well, I just not. Show us your power. Turn into a ball of flame. Do something. Show us your. That you can't show nothing. You can barely pay your bills. The black man is God. You don't even have a car. You got to ride the bus every day. And you don't even make the bus. Now, if you make the bus and you God, hey, that's my bus. I'm riding on it. But you have no power. And for some reason, I'm going to say this and we're going to get out of here. For some reason, you believe white folks is scared of black people. How are they scared? How are you a threat when they kept us on a slave plantation for 200 years? Kept you under Jim Crow for 100 years and still whooping your ass right now. They give you a few dollars to pacify you and keep going on about the bit because you love money. You have no principle. You have no integrity. You easily sell out for money. It was a family here in St. Louis. It took them over 10 years. A jury has awarded them $18.5 million for the death of their loved one. Are they going to use that money to fight police brutality or whatever? No. They're going to get that money and live high on the hog. Y'all, it's easy to sell you out. You easy. Long as you get some money. I got paid. You don't care about your loved one. It's just somebody that died. And here goes some greedy lawyers. And everybody won't make money off of this person's death. You don't give a damn about police brutality. You don't give a damn. Because if that was the case, you've been fighting police brutality before the person died. George Floyd's family would have been fighting police brutality before he got killed. And all these other, Trayvon Martin and all these other people, they wasn't standing up against injustice. And they're not standing up for injustice after their loved ones died. They going to Disneyland and play with Mickey Mouse. The black man is God. It's an outright lie. It's a fairy tale. It's something that you tell somebody with a childish mind. Here comes Santa Claus. Here, same thing. Here come Easter Bunny. Right down the bunny trail. Same stuff. Only a person with a childish mind. Not with the mind of God. I have the mind of God more than you do. Because I'm not depending on no God to do a damn thing for me. I do it for myself. And I would dare to say that God will support me more than you. Because I don't have to pray to him to do nothing. If God want to help me, that's cool. I'll do it on my own. Just like your parents. The parents love all their children, but the parents love their children that can do for themselves. They graduate out of high school, they go to college, they get a job, they raise, and don't ask them for nothing. But then you have that child, don't want to go to school, want to do drugs and act silly. They don't, what child they're going to support? They're going to support the children they can do for themselves. They're not going to support they don't have no respect for the child. Mama, can I have $2? Daddy, can I drive your car today? I need a way to work. I don't want to ride the bus. Well, the reason why you're riding the bus is because you don't want to work the job to get the money to buy your own damn car. That's how you are every day. Oh, Allah do this. Oh, Jesus do this. Oh, the Most High do this. You're begging because you're God, the God of being a slave, a servant, a follower. That's not my fault. You can get angry at me, but there's many, many people coming up. They're getting sick of it. Every time they try to destroy Angel Snub Nub 7, every time they try to break me down, the people find me and they bring me right back. We don't have to agree, but they're getting tired of the nonsense. Because you're making all these claims and ain't nothing coming true. It just goes on and on and on. It's like Tom and Jerry. Tom been chasing Jerry for over 50 years. Batman been fighting the Joker for over 50 years. Superman been fighting what's his name? Lex Luthor for over 50 years. It just goes on and never stops. Allah never destroys Satan. It just goes on and on. He been fighting Satan for 1,400 years, 2,000 years. It just goes on and on and on. Like a dog chasing his tail. Round and round. It never ends. The Avengers. Spider-Man been fighting Dr. Octopus ever since 1963. It just goes on and on, never stops. The Joker always get out of jail. Always get out of prison. What's the point? Even, I'm going to say this, get out of here. In the comic books, even Batman start getting upset. Batman was like, I keep putting this cat in the insane asylum. I keep putting him in jail. This laughing idiot keeps getting out. I'm going to kill him. That's the only way. That's the only way you're going to be able to stop it. But if you kill the Joker, that's one of the best villains for Batman. I can't make my money no more. I got to keep the Joker alive. I got to keep these things alive. Because if I kill the hero or I kill the villain, that's the end of it. I will pretend Superman died. Then I'll bring Superman back. I will pretend Batman died. Bring Batman back. They got to stay alive. They got to keep fighting. That's how I make my money. That's how religion stay alive. If God killed the devil, that's the end. Common sense. Common sense, people. Right? If you kill the devil, that's the end. Now, some of you might say, I'm going to say this, need to get out of here. They want the white man dead because he's the devil. I want the white man dead. And that'll be the end of it. No, it won't, because you have the same mindset. Devil is not a skin color. Devil is a mindset. So all the Caucasian people, they can go extinct today. Nothing is going to change. because the mindset is still here. Nothing's going to change. It could be worse. Look at Africa. Prime example. It's the mindset. It has nothing to do with skin color. Except he's your devil. He's your devil. But the white man might not be the devil to other people. He's your devil. And nothing's going to change. So again, should we call the black man God? You can call yourself whatever you want to. Being God and calling yourself God, two different things. And we're not living up to that. That's not my fault. And you can give no examples of nobody that has lived up to that. What's wrong with just being the best we can be? What's wrong with that? Just being yourself. I love being myself because now I don't have to live up to nothing higher or lower. I'm just me. But you want to try to claim to be more than what you are. Don't get angry when you say, oh, I can make 60 points a game and you barely make 10. You get angry at them. No, you the one made the claim that you can make 60 points. In the Nation of Islam, they teach that the rule of the devil ended in 1914. And as time goes on, they make excuses why the devil has not been destroyed. The fall of America. Been teaching the fall of America for over 50, 60 years or more. America's still here. In the 80s, Louis Farrakhan said that Ronald Reagan was the Antichrist. The fall of America. Ronald Reagan is dead and gone. America's still rolling. And Elijah Muhammad is gone. And Louis Farrakhan is close to being gone. They got us hyped up on these lies and this fantasy, this fiction.